Thank you, Coach. We are about 15 miles west of downtown Phoenix at State Farm Stadium in Glendale, Arizona. It's certainly hot outside here in the desert, but somehow this Cardinal crowd turned up the heat a moment ago. They were in a frenzy as their team emerged from the tunnel, and the Cardinals, they're set to do battle with the Seattle Seahawks. 3-0 versus 0-3. Will current form hold? We'll find out as we're off in Week 4. Tyler Lockett now with a return. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. Wilson on first down. Leaves it for Petty. And down he'll go at the 25. It'll be a pickup of only a yard, and that'll make this a second down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9. Now it's Wilson. It's caught on the left side by Baldwin. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series, they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
And they'll look to avoid an early 3 and out here on 3rd and 4. Here's Wilson to throw. And he's got Lockett. Tyler Lockett. He's at the 30, 10, and all the way in. Touchdown, Seattle. Tyler Lockett, his first touchdown on the year. And the Seahawks have taken a first-quarter lead. Well, that's how they envisioned it, get the football to start the game and score it.
And I don't know if that was scripted. Was it an audible, or was it just a play call that they had in their pocket? No matter what, they had the right call on against the right defense, and they end up in the end zone.
This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. Rosen and the Cardinals take over with a 1st and 10 right at the 30.
Watch him now, Barney.
On first down, it's Rosen. Oh, he's going to air it out right away. And this is, oh my goodness, he pulled it in one-handed. A big-time play there by the Cardinals. 51 yards. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. A big welcome back carry for David Johnson, who almost missed all of last year. And just a couple yards there down to the 17.
He may be playing free safety while wrapped up in a corner's body, but Earl Thomas is the best center fielder in the game. He cleans up everything back there as far as I'm concerned. I think he just has intelligence, understands things, and boy, is he tough.
Watch him now, Barney. Hot!
Now Rosen to throw on second down. That's caught on the left side by Kirk. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. It's a gain of 13 for number 13, and it gives him a first down. So 3 plays, already first and goal, and they are wasting little time.
Gun! No. Check, Patriot!
They'll try and run. This is Johnson. And he gets halfway home from the 4 down to the 2-yard line.
Well, it's been the air game that's taken them down on this drive before they finally turned around and handed it off on the last play.
And now they're looking for the big boys to get him in the end zone. Couldn't do it there.
It'll be interesting to see. Offensive lines had to pass block a lot on this drive. Will they be able to revert and fire out and create some space in the run game?
They'll run it with Johnson. And just a short gain that time as they're able to get him down. He could muster only a yard there, and they'll be left with a 3rd and very short.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease anywhere to put.
And he is in for 6. Touchdown, Cardinals. Josh Rosen, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Cardinals are just an extra point away from tying this game. Dawson tacks on the point after, and we are tied at 7. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. On the return, the All-Pro 2 years ago, Tyler Lockett. And he'll be out of bounds across the 25. The Seattle now ready to march out of the field. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked. But you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
On first down, Wilson. Baldwin with it over the middle. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A good pickup there, 26 yards. Wilson now already over 100 yards passing in just this first quarter. It's 1st and 10. Now the rookie first-rounder from San Diego State, it's Rashad Penny. He'll get about 4 here, down to the 43-yard line.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down, a very solid gain on that play.
On 2nd down, Wilson. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off around the 41. And the return out shy of midfield to the 46-yard line. And he may want to track down that football because that's interception number 1 on his career.
You're saying that's going into the trophy case?
I'd put it there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That's when you ask the equipment guys to make sure they hold it for you after the game. But if you play in the back 7 on defense, that's part of your job, finding ways to take the ball away from the other team.
After the interception, here's Rosen. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And this is taken in at the 5. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. Christian Kirk with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Cardinals are able to show off their quick strike ability. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at the 40. Here's Wilson. He hits Baldwin right side. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. It'll be a 2-yard gain, and that'll make it second down. Under a minute to go, clock running at a back-and-forth first quarter of play.
Tempo. 14.
On second down, here's Wilson. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Baldwin. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. A good pickup there, 26 yards. So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33.
19.
On first and 10, it's Wilson. And the tight end Dixon left side. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down.
14.
Throwing again here, Wilson. And this is caught at the 8. He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a first down. Well, this is how you shake the thoughts of that interception on the last drive. You come out and start this one 4 for 4.
And watching him throw it around with that type of confidence reminds me of a guy I played with way back when who told me, I don't care if I throw 10 interceptions in a row. I'm going to stay confident, keep flinging it. I just figured there's something wrong with the football.
They snap it at 1. Now Wilson. This will be caught just inside the 10. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down. Now from the 9, here's second and goal.
14.
To throw again is Wilson. And that one finds the ground, breaking a string of 5 straight completions. And it brings up second down. No, third down. That is the first time that they've targeted him that he has not come down with a catch.
He's caught everything that's been thrown his way, a dominant pass receiver that can break down any defense, because when he's doing that kind of work, it really hurts you on the back end.
And even though it's an incompletion there, I think they're going back to that well. Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against? So they jumped on the left side of that line.
And you know when you're in the end spot, you are like in the starting blocks, waiting for the pistol to fire and go, and he jumped a little bit too early.
The penalty gets them half the distance closer, but they'll still need to come up with something on third and goal. Wilson will throw again. And that is incomplete. It was DJ Swearinger right there on the coverage. They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's the perfect word for it, precise. Because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I mean, let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball downfield as well.
A good drive gets them inside the 5, but they could not punch it in.
And credit the defense, too. Make sure that that happens, because that was the old bend but don't break approach. Made sure they contained them when they absolutely had to and forced the field goal attempt that went through.
And he'll weave his way up, all the way up, a few yards shy of midfield.
At some point, we're going to get it through our heads. Special teams, special teams, special teams. The spark that often wins games.
Rosen and the Cardinals take over with a 1st and 10 on their side of midfield at the 47. They begin the drive with Johnson. He'll get 3 up to midfield.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
On second down, Johnson pushing through the contact, and he'll fight forward maybe to the line of scrimmage, but that's all. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a third down. Well, at least he was able to break that initial contact, or it could have been a loss.
Yeah, give credit to the defensive player, though. What did he do? Made him slow down, slow up his feet, and allowed the rest of the guys to get there to finish him off.
Detroit! All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
From midfield now, here's Rosen. And he's got Fitzgerald. And they do finally get him. But he makes it all the way to the 6. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Now a chance to make that big play really hurt. It's 1st and goal just outside the 5. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he'll take this one in for the Arizona touchdown. David Johnson, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Cardinals now adding on to their lead. And it's up and good. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Seahawks offense now, they get set to go back to work. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the three-point
kicker.
Exactly. You put it through the post. That's going to help him in contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him in contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about that.
Toe bashed it.
Super toe.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Now Wilson on 2nd down. And his throw's going to be incomplete. The free safety, Trey Boston, there to knock it away.
The one thing that I've liked defensively is that they've shown them a lot of different looks here in the first half. They've come after them. They've sat back. I think that's what you need to do to keep an offense guessing.
And they certainly have kept them on their toes. That's why they haven't had much success on the scoreboard. They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. He finds his man, Baldwin. He's exceeded his receiving yards from a week ago, and we're still in the first half. It's a 1st down.
I don't care how many times you tell the story, it never loses its luster for me. Doug Baldwin, undrafted out of Stanford, and plays like a #1 receiver should in the NFL. I don't care how you cover him. I don't care that his size isn't great. He's the one that typically comes up with the football.
Absolutely. His roots go all the way back to Gulf Breeze, Florida, where he's from, right on the water near Pensacola, and then, of course, to Stanford, and, boy, he's been good. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. To throw again, Wilson. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Robert Kimdichie in there to take him down and to take us to the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes remain here in the first half. More from the desert after this. Wilson of the Seahawks looking for something big following the sack. It's 3rd and long here.
Let's go, 14. What? Move 15.
From From the gun, it's Wilson. Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble. And this is recovered by the Cardinals.
But that's the down and distance coaches always talk about trying to avoid, isn't it? I mean, that's 3rd and long. And you just know they're pinning their ears back and coming after him, sometimes even with extra pressure.
And he knew that. I mean, he knew they were coming. He just fumbled it.
Yeah, he knew it. The offensive line knew it. Everyone did, yet the pressure was still there, and he ended up coughing it up.
A first down carry here for Johnson. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down. As David Johnson works his way back from the wrist injury, what are the hesitations, the cautions for him?
Well, number one, you want to make sure he's got full strength in the wrist because he's going to carry the football an awful lot, so ball security is important. And you definitely want to make sure there's flexibility there because he's been such a great pass catcher in the past. You want to make sure he gets back to being able to do that as well.
On second down, here's Rosen. Escaping the pressure right. Oh, and Nelson space to operate. And avoids the contact by sliding. Justin Pugh, the left guard that time with a flag. They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense, as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play.
Leopard! All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Leopard! Detroit! Watch it now, Barney! Hut!
On second down, Rosen. He's going to look deep down the field. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
3rd and long here for Rosen. Eluding the pressure right. And he's got his target. That's Moore. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a 1st down.
A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal. Now a handoff, Johnson. And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal. They'll give it to him up the middle. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop him right around the 1. And now prior to this 3rd and 1, we're going to get a timeout here, as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. The Cardinals on 3rd down. A perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. They're looking at a 3rd and goal here.
No. Check. Patriot!
They'll try to run it in. Johnson. And he'll actually lose a little bit of yardage here. Back to the 2. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the 2nd quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. From the left hash, he'll have to cut this at a tight angle. And Dawson's kick is good. So we reach halftime here in Glendale with the Cardinals on top. As we send you on out to our studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman at REA Sports Halftime Report. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. J.J. Nelson now to return. Oh, leaves him behind on the spin.
That return gets all the way to midfield, so we know the field position is absolutely flipped at this point. If I'm the defensive coordinator, I might think about blitzing right now to try and take field position back.
An update now from Oakland, and it's the Browns out to the early advantage. I would definitely imagine we'll hear more from that game as we go along. Rosen and the Cardinals take over with a 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line.
Detroit! Detroit!
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. He sets to fire deep. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete. Those passes out that far wide always make you hold your breath a little bit. Felt like it was in the air for a while.
What it does is it allows a defender to gain some ground, come from a long distance, and have a chance to affect the pass.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains.
And that's the big fella's MO right there. Running through tackles, keeping the sticks moving forward. This defense, if you don't bring 11 guys to the ball to try and get him on the ground, he's going to keep making runs like that. I feel the press box shaking every time he touches the rock.
The wrist seems fine. The legs were never a problem as DJ's in the backfield again on 1st and 10.
Over! Detroit! Detroit!
Rosen on 1st and 10. He's going to air one out. And that is caught. Touchdown, Cardinals. Christian Kirk with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Cardinals will extend their lead. Dawson able to connect on the extra point. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Here comes the Seahawks offensive unit. They'll have it first to begin the 3rd. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second half?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
They'll throw on 1st down with Wilson. And with a flag down, he goes down. So they're able to sack him. Now the penalty looks like it could be holding. Let's find out. Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty.
14.
From the shotgun, Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out, fumble. And this is recovered by the Cardinals.
With no running backs in the backfield to help pass protect, all the receivers in their patterns, These are going to be hot routes. If they sense a blitz or pressure on the quarterback, they've got to be prepared to break routes off early and get the football. In this case, never even had a chance. They popped the ball free in the backfield.
And what can they do here on 2nd and goal? 3 red zone trips so far have yielded 2 touchdowns and a field goal. They'll try to get the offense going with Johnson. And he will get into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. David Johnson with his 2nd TD of the game, his 6th on the year. And the Cards use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. Extra point try now for Dawson. Dawson tacks on the point after, and that'll increase their lead to 28. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Seahawks offense now, they get ready to come back onto the field. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
We always hear about empty possessions, but some are worse than others. You can have an empty possession, punt the ball away, get yourself set to play defense, but when you turn it over, it changes momentum, and when they take it downfield and punch it in on you, that's a bad possession all the way around.
Yeah, but you're hungry to get back out there, aren't you?
You better be, because otherwise, it's going to be a long day for you.
Now here's a pass on 1st down that's knocked away and incomplete.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on 1st down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on 1st down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up 2nd down.
Line of scrimmage, again the 25, 2nd and 10. Again on 2nd and 10, it's Wilson. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd.
Anytime a ball's thrown in the middle of the field and it's popped up in the air, I expect someone to catch it. Doesn't matter whether it's offense or defense, because there's usually a great amount of bodies in that part of the field. In this case, no one came up with it.
On 3rd down, Wilson under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
It's been a tough one all game long for this offensive line. They're already down big, and now you know they're just going to come after the quarterback in a big way, don't you?
Yeah, they just can't get out of their own way right now. It's created an avalanche, and an avalanche is coming right on top of them. So 4th and 15, but the offense is staying out there to go for it.
95.
They'll indeed go for it with Wilson. And he's got Lockett. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Facing a 4th down, they come away with 18 yards and the 1st down conversion.
The goal for any offense versus a zone defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. Throwing now, Wilson on 1st down. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 47. Oh, some strong running. And now running right through it. And a terrific return there. They're finally able to corral him down near the 11-yard line.
I'm not sure, Brandon, we've seen a sloppier played game this year for a team on offense. Turn it over 4 times and expect to win? No chance whatsoever. And look, I have no idea what the ratio is about turnover 4 times and how that correlates to winning or losing. But I guarantee you, it's not very good.
They'll hand it off now, Johnson. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
So if I'm an offensive coordinator, there's one thing that I know for sure. This is one of the top 5 teams in the NFL against the run. So when I look at my playlist, I'm probably thinking about throwing it.
Back 99 Philly, here we go.
They go to Johnson again. And he's going to be brought down by the face mask. Here come the flags. This is going to get him a first down. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
Following the penalty, it's Johnson. And he is in for 6. Touchdown, Cardinals. David Johnson taking it in from a yard out. And the Cards use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. Dawson able to connect on the extra point, and that will extend this big lead. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And out now come the Seahawks. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. The completion good for 3, and it's second down. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. On second down, Wilson. This complete to Lockett. And the ball is knocked out. And the Cardinals have got it. Going the other way. And he will score. Touchdown, Cardinals. The pass receiver turned into a runner, then he turned into a fumbler, and it goes the other way for 6.
I love your description. Although for the offense, they're not too happy about it. But for the defense, what a big-time play for them. Never give up on anything. Sometimes you create your own points.
But the receiver, hard to fault him. He's just going for extra yard.
That's exactly what you're supposed to do, but you have to take care of the football.
And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Here come the Seahawks now, set to take over on offense. And they weren't on the sidelines for long, but I'll tell you what, I'm glad you and I weren't down there. We could hear them, the coaches from all the way up here. They were adamant, you've got to hold on to the football or else we have no hope.
Yeah, it's easy for me to laugh sitting up here, but you're exactly right. If we were down there, that message would have been received a whole different way.
And the pressure will bring him down here. The Cardinals get home for the sack. Corey Peters in there to record another sack, their 6th of the afternoon. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down. Here's Wilson. He lets it fly for Lockett. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. On third down, Penny. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. They get 15, but they still needed a little bit more. 4th down.
This offense really put themselves in a tough spot on first and second down, needing long yardage to try and pick up a first down, and they ended up getting a great run. Explosive, picked up nice yardage. You don't expect to be in this situation on fourth down, but guess what? It all started with what happened on first and second down. Really put them behind the 8-ball.
Well, there have been a ton of sacks. They were just trying to prevent another.
So what you're telling me is the conventional way has not really worked for them, huh?
Not at all.
Not at all. So he tries to grab him here, and they still get caught.
This offense converted once on fourth down earlier. Now they're out there again to try once more.
Gotta go. 14.
They'll try and throw for it here. Quick slant, caught by Moore. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Fourth down, no problem. Just a ho-hum pickup of 14 to keep the offense on the field. Wilson now, a perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. First and 10. Here's Wilson to throw. Flush to his right. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
And it is true. You can draft the fastest. You can draft the most athletic guys. But if they don't know the art of positioning, sometimes it's all for naught. In this case, in the right spot, help force the incompletion.
Yeah, but had his hands on it for a second. Would have been a tough catch, though. Falls incomplete. Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up second and 10. Second and 10 now, Wilson. Flushed out right. And an alley to run. Give him 7 there on the tuck and run, and they're in better shape now for third. The Seahawks on third down, 2 for 5 to this point. Here it's 3rd and 3. Welcome back to the desert. We're in Glendale. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair. The Seahawks on third down, 2 for 5 to this point. This time it's 3rd and 3.
Ready for one word. Be ready for one word. Shoot!
They'll try and run for it with Penny. And a minimal gain here as he's up to about the 47-yard line. Give him a couple on the run as it brings up a 4th down. This late in the game, Charles, I think you maybe seriously have to think about going for it.
Especially where they are in terms of field position, because this is almost like no man's land. Might hurt your punter because there might not be enough space, maybe too far for your field goal kicker. I'm like the old rule. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Possession is not.
Taking it right down Broadway. And he's going to get this deep onto Arizona's side of the field. Wow, 1st and goal, and defensively all they can do is shake their heads. Not only did they allow the conversion, but a big play as well. The chain gang hustling to catch up. Here's 1st and goal from just inside the 10. They'll try and run forward with Penny. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. Only a yard on the pickup there. 2nd and goal.
Every team we ever talk to that continues to run the ball in a game, even when they haven't had much success, all talks about attrition, don't they? If you keep running it, eventually good things are likely to happen. It's been a hard go in this game today, hasn't it?
Yeah, this defense, they met pretty much every challenge in front of them this afternoon.
They're still trying to run the ball, but they're not finding much space.
He'll get it up the middle. That is touchdown number 1 of the NFL career of former Aztec Rashad Penny.
Well, I do have one word for that touchdown for you, partner. You ready?
Yeah.
Cosmetics.
Just makes things look a little better. I don't know. It's like putting lipstick on a pig.
Yeah, and it's hard to do, too. And the pig doesn't like the lipstick a heck of a lot, but you do like the fact that they're battling down the stretch, still trying to put something on the board, even though this game is over.
By the way, how rude is that to the pig? Look at all the things they give us. Pulled pork, bacon. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Here's the Arizona offense now as they get set to take over. We've got a lopsided game here. I don't know, Charles, what does the handbook say that we discuss when we've got a game like this in the fourth quarter?
Hold on a second. Let me thumb to the proper page on that. Know what it says? Let's discuss how we got here. This is a dominant performance, where they took control of this game, how they've managed.
And that's caught inside the 30. And he finally goes down at the 23-yard line. A huge play there for Arizona. 52 yards. The rookie Rosen has the Cards on the move. Here's 1st and 10. They go play action here on 1st down. His throw incomplete. He was looking for Daniels that time, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
All right, that one fell incomplete there, but the best quarterbacks, they'll miss on 40% of their throws, somewhere in that neighborhood, similar to a great hitter in baseball who's going to fail 7 out of 10 times and still have a great year. In this case, you want perfection, but way better that it hits the ground instead of going to an opposite color jersey.
Back-to-back stops make it 3rd and 10. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the fourth quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz is trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And no signal yet. I don't think he got in. He didn't. They'll mark him at the 1. No gain on the play, and it's going to be 2nd and goal. Another shot from the 1 on 2nd and goal. They come out here in the eye. They'll give it to him up the middle, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense.
And he will get into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. David Johnson taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Cards continue to pour it on. Oh, it's a fake. They'll try and throw for it.
Partner, that type of a lead, and they're going to fake it from the 15 to try and pick up a 2-point play instead of kicking it through the post. Come on, man. Put that in mothballs. Come on. Come on. Don't do that.
Put that in mothballs?
Yeah, preserve that for it. That's an ancient relic, faking it. I can understand. You want to rub it in a little. You fake it when he snapped it from the 3. But from the 15, mothball that bad boy, just like my grandmother had.
Yeah,
in her attic, the stuff she used to preserve.
Did the same. It smelled terrible. The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field. They had to go a long way on their last drive to score the touchdown. This time they get at least a little bit more of a cushion with field position.
I have to think that with this field position, after what they did on the last drive, they might want to take a shot right now and try and cut down the length of the drive.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. He's got his man on the crossing route. A really nice gain of 25 yards. And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the playmaker that you just described. Looking down at that sheet, you find people plays, not necessarily X's and O's, and that's exactly what they did there.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It's way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
On 2nd down, here's Penny. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. Jumps that off to Penny, is running back. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. It's a gain of 9 yards. And it'll be 4th down. Now Wilson. To the sideline, and he's got it. They say the feet are down. Yes, the line judge says they're in. That'll be a 1st down. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th.
Foot left, foot left.
Penny, the 1st down carry. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. Again, it's Penny. And running room hard to come by here. He gets it down to the 8. Call it a gain of a couple, and that's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 5.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
From the gun on 3rd down, Wilson. And somewhat of a measure of revenge as he's in for the touchdown, but they still trail big time.
He'll take it, but he won't be able to smile about it. And that touchdown, well, it barely puts a dent in this lead. And unfortunately, I'm having too many flashbacks right now. I remember getting beat down like this playing before.
Oh, yeah? College, high school?
College, not a heck of a lot of fun. I still remember playing and trying to tackle an elusive tailback who ended up scoring 4 touchdowns, 226 yards. He scored so many times and had so many great runs, I knew every note to their school's fight song.
Bet that ice bath felt extra cold afterwards, too.
Oh, no, there was no ice bath. You're just trying to get out of there before the reporters got to you.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Cardinal offense now making their way back out onto the field. They have the big lead here late. They protected their home turf well, didn't they?
They certainly did, partner. And just think about how good that feels because every team has a goal when they start the year to win at home. All right, and sometimes you don't win all of them, but they managed to get that done today. Just think about your routine stays the same. Everything's familiar. You feel right going into the game, and they translated that into a win.
They did indeed. They protected the home field, and now the final stages.
Watch it now, Barney, Barney. Everyone's got 4 down.
Oh, Rosen's going to throw it. Wide open receiver complete. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. A good pickup there, 26 yards. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Here's a 20th carry for Johnson. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That good for 22 and a 1st down. Well, that looked like an example of what you said back in the first half. A running back of his size can really wear down a defense. I think he's starting to do that.
I think you're exactly right. And know what else he's doing? He's inspiring the rest of his team because they see this starting to happen as well. So that means they're going to redouble their efforts to help him out. Extra blocking, getting downfield, helping him out.
Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
And now before this 1st down play, we're going to get a timeout here. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. They come out, and he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. Trying to bust out of that losing funk, and these fans have to like this. And, all right, fellas, this is more like it.
And I know that if this holds up after the game, they're going to give the fans a lot of credit being at home, getting the support. But you and I both know it goes deeper than that. They had to get it together in their own facility, look each other in the eye and say, okay, what's it going to take to break this losing streak? And they really...
Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. And he's got it. And he gets in. Well, no one was expecting a fake there, but they add 2 more onto their lead. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. The Seahawks offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches...
Be honest.
Don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Yeah, use that as ammo going forward.
Exactly. Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today. Coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it because...
You're not going to want that feeling again.
No, you don't want that feeling again. And who knows? You may meet up with this team again.
They'll start on the ground. It's Rashad Penny across the 30 to the 31-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. And one of the whistles for a timeout. So they'll stop the clock here in a game that's been decided in the closing seconds.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
They'll run it again with Penny. Found a little room there as he's up to about the 37. And they just took a timeout with 2 seconds to go. This one obviously decided. Not sure they needed to take it, but we'll take it with them. The Seahawks on 3rd down. They've converted 3 times in 8 chances. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. One last shot for Wilson. And that will be incomplete as time has run out on this football game. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory. And the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points. Allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for Arizona, it took a few weeks, but they finally get their first one of the season.